We're
It has,
back.
yes, it has been quite a long time. So,
You know
uh,
what reminded me about this was seeing a photo of the first time we met, 2018. We did an interview in the city of Mississauga.
yeah, right at Celebration Square, and
Yeah.
I remember we threw out swag, and there was about probably about a few hundred people in front of us. I'll
Now
send you that picture.
you look the same. You haven't aged. Since that point, I've had two kids and got married, so I definitely look like I'm a little bit older.
You look great. You play hockey, so. But lots to talk about, Mayor Brown. I'll break it up into two parts, which is city stuff and CPC stuff. So I'm going to start off with the CPC stuff. What's the latest on the disqualification challenge for the CPC leadership?
Well, political parties don't have to give reasons. They don't have to be fair. They're ultimately private clubs, and so they're not allowing an appeal. It's disappointing because I love being mayor of Brampton. The only reason I got into that race was I didn't want to see the party take an extreme leap to the right. I don't want to see the Canadian conservative movement try to reflect the Republican movement in the U.S. And my worry is that's the way they're drifting. And what I was trying to push in this national conversation of the leadership campaign was we need to replicate moderate, thoughtful, inclusive conservative politics like we've seen with Bill Davis, where there shouldn't be a contradiction in supporting labor rights or LGBTQ rights or fighting Islamophobia, embracing science, supporting a responsible climate change plan, and being a conservative at the same time. That was the message that I was hoping to take on a national level, but I just believe the party's not ready for change at this point. And unfortunately, I feel for the conservative movement, if they embrace a more extreme U.S. version of conservatism, I just don't see them being successful.
Are you still posing a challenge to get back in?
So they're not allowing an appeal. So
Okay.
there is no venue to get back in. And the ballots were already sent. But I would say we've got a great legal counsel that are examining the legal recourse in terms of the damage that was done. A lot of Canadians signed up to support my campaign, over 150,000. Many donated, and they feel that their participation has been disenfranchised.
Have you been turned off by the conservative movement now? You've been denied the leadership, the federal leadership, and is there any chance that you would be looking for a new party to support?
So I am turned off by sort of the old boys club nature of the current Conservative Party establishment. It should be an open race. It shouldn't be who is only going to adhere to the current perspectives of the current party establishment. It should be a vigorous democratic debate, and may the person who signs up the most members and the person who inspires the most support be the person that wins. It shouldn't be predetermined. I don't believe in coronations or backroom deals, but it is what it is. Am I turned off? Absolutely. Am I disappointed? Absolutely. But I have a great responsibility being mayor of Brampton, and that's going to be my focus. I hated being away from my kids. It was very difficult traveling the country and being away from them. And the only reason as a family we decided to do it is I just didn't want to see the Trumpification of the right wing. But I have great joy, and it's very rewarding serving the city of Brampton. And so if the federal party wants to go in one direction, that's their choice, that's their bed, and they can sleep in it.
Okay. I guess from a personal level, have you ever thought of, with everything that's going on, getting out of the political realm, or is that just in your blood?
No, listen, in 2018, I had a lot of offers of different work I could be doing that is certainly a lot more lucrative than public services. But in the end, I decided to continue in public service. I believe that if you're in it for the right reasons, you can do great things.
I know there's no love lost between you and Pierre Poilievre. If he wins the leadership and becomes the PM, and then you win, the mayor race again, are you, worried that this might hurt Brampton, or are you guys going to be okay?
So I don't think that he will become prime minister. I don't believe that Canadians would accept an extreme message like that. He's been on the wrong side of every issue during his time in politics. I believe, for those that believe in an inclusive Canada, that we should stand up and be heard and speak against it. Whether it was him opposing the residential schools apology, making derogatory comments towards Indigenous Canadians, questioning their work ethic, whether it was him fighting equal marriage and LGBTQ2 rights, whether it's him pretending Islamophobia didn't exist, or more recently the barbaric tip lines announcement, or the niqab ban. He has been on the wrong side of issues of equity. And so I don't believe he'll end up being prime minister, even though there may be an appetite for change in this country. I just don't believe that type of Republican style message will resonate in Canada.